Ashley. How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Great. So it's been a little while since you've known, but how are you feeling about being accepted this year?
Um, I don't know. I feel it's still kind of like hard to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even know if it's hit me yet. I don't know when it's gonna hit me. I know it's been like 2 months, but I'm
Yeah.
still like, damn. I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe when you're in the school, when you're in the physical building, that'll
Yeah.
probably be the point that it hits you. Um,
Mhm.
congrats, Jackson. This is
Thank
this is
you.
a huge accomplishment, and it just seems to get more difficult, or at least there's at least a few curveballs each year, right? So, yeah, you did fantastic. So yeah, here's your score. Anything you were surprised about, or you were just like, huh, I would love to know how they marked that.
Yeah, I think like the character rotation grade was probably the one that shocked me the most. Because
Sure.
honestly, like this year and last year, I wasn't very happy with how it turned out, but they were like both years they were my most high scoring piece. So
Yeah.
I don't know, like that was I mean, I'm happy to get full
Yeah, of
marks on it,
course.
but I'm kind of confused
Sure.
because I thought some of my other pieces, like my layouts, to me were definitely better, so I'm not sure.
Sure. And they were still a very high mark. Personally, I'm shocked that you even lost a single mark from personal work. I don't know what possibly could have. Yeah, I don't know. And the hand drawing. I know that we've
Yeah,
talked extensively about that, but oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
guess I don't maybe they don't like my style. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, so just for context for anyone watching, like, I saw your portfolio from the previous year as well, and the hand drawings were fantastic that time. And in fact, multiple of our tutors had a look at the hands last year and they're like, "Oh, great. Like this is really nice." And then yeah, and this one was great too, but I'm just like, wow, 2 marks? Really? Like that, I don't know. Feels a little harsh, but
Yeah, I think the hand sections and the figures are usually like pretty unpredictable, so
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I mean, yeah, I don't this feels higher than an 8 out of 10 for me, but so did your last year's one. Although you got 7 out of 10 last year, right?
Yeah, so it is at least a 1 point
There you
improvement. I'll
go.
take
A little
it.
bit better, yeah, for sure. And then the figures, yeah, again, two like I don't know. These are nice. Yeah. Stylistically, well, I guess these two are similar, but these two are actually quite different. I guess it feels like a longer pose for that one on the left, but
Yeah.
yeah. I don't imagine it's the shading that like you can still see all the form so well. So I don't think adding a little bit of shade, I don't think that really makes a difference. I've seen other people add a little bit of shading and they're really not too fussy about it, despite mentioning it in the requirements, like, oh, you don't need to shade, but they don't seem to punish it either unless it's actually hard to read the pose.
Mhm.
So yeah, really dynamic
Honestly,
gestures.
I'm pretty happy with an 8 out of 10. I think I got an 8 out of 10 last year too. And I'm
Okay,
not sure why because I'm not very confident in my figures. So, an 8 out of
sure.
10 for me for figures is I'm pretty happy
Yeah,
about that.
great. And also, I don't know if you felt this. I know other people really felt that they were marking especially hard this year,
Mhm.
which is funny because I feel like I'm saying this every year with students
Mhm.
now. It's like, oh, they're marking harder. Oh, they're marking even harder. This year,
Yeah.
I really feel like though this was distinct. This was a markedly harder. So really, like if this was marked last year, I feel like you'd get like a 95.
Mhm.
So that's got to
Yeah.
feel pretty good. Yeah. So, okay, So you did adjust it, I remember a little bit. You added some stuff
Yes.
underneath. You added it, and some of those items like that little dagger added a little bit to the story of the character. So, yeah, I guess maybe you would have gotten perfect marks if you left it like you did last year, but you just wanted to be careful.
Mhm.
Great. Yeah,
So,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, I don't know, like I did kept the same character design because I think last year I got a 14 and then this year I got
Nice.
a 15.
Yeah,
Um, so I did keep the same character design, but I like redrew the whole thing and
yeah,
improved some aspects. So I guess
great.
that worked. So I'm happy about that, even
Awesome.
though I don't really agree with the perfect score on this piece specifically, but I'm happy about it. So
Sure.
yeah.
Well, don't tell them that. Beautiful fine lines. Like it's just so like I can zoom in. And even the consideration of like the transparent I guess the sectioning by, cutting out those areas that are have rotation, making them more translucent, even the consideration of the structure at such a deep level underneath. That's great. You've done everything you can to, if you were to pass this off to an animator, they'd have all the information they need to be able to animate it. So I'm not super surprised. Um, oh, short animation. Okay, I've got that right here. Oh, shoot, okay, here it is. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, I love this animation. Um, I think you have one of the funniest like reactions. I just love the wave. And then it's funny because even if we just look at his motion, or its motion, we just like it's funny in and of itself, but then you see the bottom left and it just increases in the funniness. So
Yeah. Adding in
yeah.
the dead cups was your idea, and like I really liked that idea. Like
Yeah.
before, I don't know, the story was kind of lacking, but with like the pile of dead cups, I don't know, it's
Yeah.
funny. I like it.
It's great.
Yeah.
I'm also just noticing the bounce of the tongue after it lands on it. Oh, everything is considered. That's so great. And I remember you had this done like a while. Well, as far as I
Yeah.
remember, like you had this done for quite a while. So I
This
guess you
was one of
just,
the first pieces I worked on. I think I
oh,
finished
great.
it probably like it was like November, December, I think, that I had it
Amazing.
done.
That's
Mhm.
great. Yeah, great way to do it. As soon as you get that object, get started right away. Same with the storyboard, I'd say, just because it's one of those areas in particular. And yeah, that's what we're going to look at next. Um, Yeah, I mean, to be honest, for me, I find the storyboard the most difficult mark to predict. Sometimes yeah, it's just it can go either way, and it's also a little bit opaque in terms of what they're marking, especially this year with the new addition to the storyboard. So first, your beat board with the platypus. One thing that I really like about yours is it's just very straightforward, and you've got this dynamic shot that's only used in a dynamic moment. Like you don't need to. I think a lot of students feel like they need to have these crazy shots in every single one. And it's like, it really, like, that's not how we would shoot it in like, if this was to be made into something, you'd save those dynamic angles for those dynamic moments. So, yeah. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, this I probably spent the most time on. Like,
Yeah.
I redrew my whole beat board like 10 times. I came up with different stories. I was
Yeah.
stressing about this part because last year my storyboard got an 11 out of 20.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, wow.
which, yeah,
Okay.
that was that was rough.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure like this was not the thing that like cost me my acceptance this year.
Yeah.
So I'm really
That's
happy with the
great.
17 out of 20 this year.
Yeah,
Especially with like
absolutely.
the new storyboard portion, I was really not sure
Yes.
how that was gonna go.
Of course. And I feel like you really accomplished a lot with this. Like there's quite a range of different locations and like different story beats that you're depicting, which normally I'm like, ugh, that's yeah, even in 12 panels, those panels go so quickly, right? And I remember this was something we talked about at some point. It was just like, are we progressing through too many different things in places? But I mean, at least you do have some reused backgrounds, which I'm a big fan of, like this scene. And then I guess yeah, these first five shots are presumably all in the same. Well, yeah, the box is right there, I guess. So it's all in the same space, same setting. I always have. I'm always like, is this too symbolic? Is there another way that we could show this? Like, she wants this guitar, so like, do we put her in the guitar shop at the beginning, looking at it, dreaming? Or something, but then you're still using a little thought bubble maybe of her dream. So there's like how symbolic do you take it is often the sort of consideration there. Yeah, and then we change scenes to her selling it at the garage sale. She's making some money, and then she's going to the shop, points at yeah, these last four, like quite a few different shots and kind of changing of the angles. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, nice payoff at the end though.
Yeah. I do remember I was like really concerned about the fact that it's has so many different like locations, and I don't know, I was like
Yeah,
worried that it felt too much like a beat board instead of like storyboard.
sure.
So I'm glad they didn't seem to dock too many points for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the good thing is they're not looking for like a an Into the Spider-Verse storyboard where there's like it's pretty much animated, you know, those storyboards where there's
Yeah.
like hardly any. It's like every single turn of the head is drawn in and movement and walk cycle. Like, yeah, storyboards are very different now than they used to be. That's for sure. So 17 out of 20. Also, all worth mentioning is that this year they mentioned like, you know, keep your line work rough. And you did this in both of these, I'd say. You even have some grids in the storyboard. So I think that's great. I think, you know, you don't need to clean those up a lot. So, yeah, okay. So, yeah, perspective drawings. Sure, right over here. Oh, yeah. This is such a fun one. A nice sort of reversal of the usual
Mhm.
story. Human in the tank, fish in the lab. This is great. Did this one take you a while?
Yeah, it did. Well, it did take me a long time, but I don't know. For the days that I was working on it, I just worked like the entire day. So it didn't take
Yeah,
up like I feel it only took me like a week maybe, but like I was on that grind, you know? Like
yeah,
I was really working at it with all
yeah.
the like details and stuff in the background.
Great. And what software did you use to draw this?
Uh Krita.
Oh, it's Krita. Oh, right on. So
Yeah.
they have perspective rulers in Krita.
They do, but I don't really know how to use them. So I just
Okay.
made like a long canvas and like
Yeah.
drew the vanishing points and then
Oh, you
used
did
like a
it.
line tool.
Okay. Yeah. Old school, I guess,
Yeah.
these days. But right on. That's great. Wonderful detail. Nice. Like with anyone that's watching, like just make sure that if you draw objects in that environment that, you know, they feel like we can reach out and grab them. None of them are ill-considered. They're all there for a reason. They're all, you know, part of the story. Also gotta love this retro computer over here. Feels like you know, circa 2010. But yeah. Okay, and then your second one. I can't remember. Were you feeling worse about this one or unsure or how are
Yeah,
you feeling
this
about this one?
is I was planning on reusing my exterior from last year until like very last minute I suddenly
Sure.
decided to redo it, which I'm very happy about because I
Yeah.
really like how both my layouts turned out this year compared
Yeah.
to last year. I think that was the area I improved in the most, so I'm glad I redid it. But yeah,
Mm,
it was a very last minute decision.
I see. Okay. I love just the mushroom forest aesthetic is just fantastic. And nice mixture of different textures. And the collision of those textures is really nicely established. Grass, rock, water, moss. It's all very clear. Yeah. Also in yours, I like that, and this is something that I see can sometimes dock some marks, is that the characters aren't too big. It is very much a background, like background first, characters second. They add to the story, but they aren't the entire story. So yeah, really nice. 14 out of 15s. So personal work. So again, as we go through this, I'm just amazed that even one mark was docked here. So you've got a wonderful character lineup of these kids. I love Ed and Flo. I always laugh at that. Yeah, and this ghost character. And this is just I remember you had this like right off the bat, like this has been this way for a while. And it's just
Mhm.
so great. Just really nicely thought out, so professionally presented. Yeah, really nice.
Thank you.
Almost feels like a 3D model. Like it's just so finely drawn.
Yeah, it
That's
was really difficult, like getting it to look in correct perspective. Like I know it's isometric, but it was still like
yeah,
pretty difficult, especially all the chairs. I was really having a hard time with.
sure.
I
Yeah,
think it turned out
and
fine.
tilted off the perspective and
Mhm.
yeah, that's challenging, especially without a like a perspective ruler to help guide that. But yeah, really fun. I like the little personality bits, like the welcome, the poster, stuff on the board. Like it'd be very easy to leave everything blank, but then it would feel like no one lives there, but or rather no one is ever there. But you actually put all these objects in that help to set the scene. So that's great. Um, okay. I think these were each one piece, right? The character reference sheet and the location design. Um, both of these are very fun and incredibly different stylistically from one another.
Mhm. Yeah.
Did you want to flex that a little bit?
Yeah, I was trying to go for like more styles. I don't know, I still don't really have like a grasp on like what my personal style is, so I was just trying
Sure.
to do like anything. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's absolutely fine. I mean, I don't think they want you to be too set as you just enter the program. So,
Yeah.
yeah, this is such a very like just nicely presented, nice little story. I like how we see like her even in different poses. And like the room, it just feels like, wow, it's like perfectly achieved. Holy, it almost could be in 3D or something. So, yeah, really great. Oh yeah, she's up there. I just noticed that.
Yeah.
Great. Um, I want to encourage more folks to do this kind of thing where it's, a room from different points in the story because it's true that especially if it's a bedroom or something, or if that was to be in an animation, we're probably going to see that at different times of the day. It's quite realistic to imagine that. So it makes sense to show that. Okay, so your sculpture. Sculpture I don't see too often anymore, but it's nice to see, and I like that yours were very objective, like they weren't abstract, kind of who knows what. It was very obvious. There's a hand, there's a body, there's this figure with his guts pouring out. So, did you feel r risky at all including these, or what do you think, Jackson?
Um, yeah, because like yeah, fi like sculptures are not necessarily related to like animation and you don't see as many in portfolios. So I
Hmm.
was a little like concerned about that, but I had heard a lot of people say that it's good to show you can think in 3D, so I thought like
Sure.
might as well add it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if not building something in Blender or Maya or something, why not just physically build it? And also this could be, I guess I didn't even think of this at the time, but this could be entirely relevant if you were making a stop motion animation, right? Like you
That's
you would
true,
have
yeah.
to make stuff. So making isn't entirely separate from the program, but I guess if you are going to do this, make sure that it's things that has have a degree of recognizability, whether it's a body, hand, cup. Like we can easily tell what all these things are rather than just kind of, yeah, some kind of abstract thing that maybe wouldn't be as relevant. Um, okay, in your sketchbook. So, in terms of how you approach this, Jackson, was there any specific sort of you're like, did you have some check boxes you wanted to hit with your sketchbook, or were you just kind of going for it?
Honestly, I was just kind of going for it, but there were some things that I was aiming for. Like I wanted like the cat pages. I did want some animal studies. I
Sure.
wanted some like observational drawings of like people. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I was kind of just doing whatever, like whatever
Yeah.
like was seeing in other sketchbooks that I thought would
Sure.
be like good to incorporate. Like
Yeah.
movement studies was something I
Yeah,
wanted to
movement
also.
studies are definitely a good idea. I find this is always belongs in an animator's sketchbook. But also, I like that you have this range here where you've got, it's funny, these two stand out so much.
Yeah.
But it's like you have that range of like, wow, these are beautifully rendered, really well done. And then you have these very quick motion, like gesture. And to be able to do both of those things is a wonderful mixture of skills. So, yeah, really great and some observational or hand and feet studies at least you're going to be doing that in first year as many people know there's the hand and feet assignments so good preparation for that but also good to like spend more time on these areas because in life drawing you can get stumped on these things right like a hand alone can take 5 minutes never mind the rest of the body so to be able to develop a good shorthand no pun intended for drawing hands and feet is a really good idea. Was this for Seneca, this one?
No, I did not. I didn't use this one for Seneca.
Okay.
Um, but this was originally going to be my layout for my portfolio last year.
Oh,
But
yes.
yeah, so
Okay.
I just drew it on paper first, and then
Yeah.
I did digitalize it. But I think I ended up using the digital version for my personals last year. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, great. And then we've got your animation reels. So this is the first one, this wonderful skip cycle, which is just so fun. And I love that we see the process of it in the top left of it gradually building. You've done a beautiful like fade from each part of that. It's just so nicely presented.
thank you.
That's great. What software for this?
Oh, I animate in Toon Boom Harmony and then
Okay.
I put it together like I put the process video and literally I use CapCut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, really great. So let's see, you looped it. So it's only 10, or no, I see it's 15 seconds. So yeah, as I always try to emphasize to everyone, you don't need a lot. You could just have a little bit of little, I guess you've got another animation reel though right here
Yeah.
too. So I'll have a look at this. Um, yeah, it's just so well done here. I love how it seems like you kind of gave yourself these assignments.
I didn't give them to myself. They were actually assignments like because I'm at
Okay.
Algonquin right now for animation. I did their
Gotcha.
yeah, so I'm in first
Okay.
year at Algonquin. So like half of these are just school assignments actually.
Yeah. Oh, great. Oh, I love this one, the loop. And you don't realize it's a loop until that moment. That's great. Wow. So clean. Um, were some of those done on ones? Was the last one on ones?
I think they're mostly on twos, but like
Okay.
when I animate, I don't like necessarily stick to twos. So sometimes I'll have ones in there and like even threes sometimes.
Okay. Wow, great. It's so like maybe it's just very cleaned up. I'm not sure, but it really is just so smooth.
Thank you.
Well, amazing, Jackson. This is such a great portfolio. And a nice breadth too. You've got a lot. You've got those animation parts to your person work and also this like visual development, character design. Like what don't you have here? It's fantastic. So if you could do the whole thing again, would what would you do? What would you do differently?
I think 100% I would start earlier and I would
Yeah,
plan and schedule better
sure.
because this year I didn't really start until like November, December is when I started. Like
Okay.
I only had one piece done prior to the requirements being released, which
Okay.
honestly I should have started working like the second I got my rejection last year.
Yeah.
I was really stressed like leading up to the deadline.
Sure.
Glad I got it all done, but yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely could have started earlier.
Yeah, that is probably the number one thing that I hear students wish they'd done. So
Yeah.
that makes sense. And was there some advice that someone gave you that was critical?
Um, I'm not sure if there was like a specific thing anyone said to me, but like in general, seeing like looking at past portfolios and talking
Yeah,
to past applicants and students was like probably the most helpful thing to me. Just getting like different
yeah,
perspectives, seeing what worked for other people was super helpful.
sure. Yeah, that's so great. And if you're in college or if you're in art fundamentals or something, there's always folks around that you can chat with. But if you're in high school, then I mean, for me, it felt like there was no one. You can't. So it's so nice that pretty much everyone, so many people post their portfolios online. And of course, we're doing this interview now, and it's nice to have these resources around to be able to help you because it can be so tough to be doing this on your own. Like it's
Yeah, 100%.
it's nice to see what others are up to, but it's another to kind of plan out what makes sense for you and how can you I guess another thing is like part of the challenge with the personal work, right, is that they want to see a little bit about who you are. Like they want to see not just what their main requirements are. That's entirely the point of having the personal work is like, okay, let's see your unique work that you do that isn't a school assignment but that is for this portfolio. So, character lineups are pretty common. This kind of stuff, a lot less so. So it's a nice way to kind of distinguish yourself and make your portfolio unique. Speaking of unique, there's of course this piece here. So yeah, a good mixture of different things. What do you feel was your strongest and weakest pieces?
I think my strongest pieces were definitely, to me, my personals and my layouts.
Yeah,
There's definitely things I could have improved, but overall, like I'm really happy with how they turned out.
yeah.
And I think my weakest pieces, I guess Sheridan disagrees, but I think my weakest was the rotation. I don't know, I'm not satisfied with it. It wasn't,
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so much of this is unfortunately kind of subjective, right? Like we all have our own ideas about how we are about each different area, but maybe they like something and in a sort of indescribable way. Like it's one thing to do everything technically correct, but then there's the question of, yeah, but do they like it? Do they like the subject matter? Do they like how this works? Do they like this story that's being told? There's so much to answer to. And also they're seeing thousands of portfolios in those few days. So it is it is tricky to stand out. Well, that's neat. It's funny that you feel your weakness is your perfect
Yeah.
mark. That happens a lot though, actually.
Mhm.
So with unlimited resources and staff at your disposal, what would be the animated production that you would love to make one day?
So honestly, like I'm not really sure. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do animation until like pretty recently. Like
Okay,
as a kid,
wow.
I didn't have any specific interest for animation. I was just into art.
Sure.
So I don't know. I don't really have like an idea for a show or anything, but in a
Yeah.
related sort of, I would love to make like a game and like design art for a
Oh,
game is what
cool.
I really want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. Any specific game style that you especially like are inspired by or
Yeah, I really am a huge fan of like indie horror RPGs, like
wow.
specifically
That's
with like
awesome and
pixel art
specific.
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's funny that you say pixel art because I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, this is the opposite of pixel art. This is like
Yeah.
high res, like hyper
Mhm.
detailed. But oh, that's awesome, Jackson. Well, I look forward to seeing your games one day, or at least, your piece in that game kind
Mhm.
of pipeline. That's awesome. Also, a little bit of Cuphead here, I see. I mean, this is Fleischer
Yeah.
Bros inspired,
I'm
so
a big fan
that's
of the
great.
style, the rubber hose style and all
Oh,
that.
it's so fun. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing your portfolio with us, Jackson, and your tips. It's going to help our future students so much. So, have a wonderful time at Sheridan next year, and
Thank
yeah,
you.
have a good one.